most good-looking player? That's a little suspect.
Yeah, I'll have to go with Kerrigan then.
Nothing.
Fifth Lauren, but he's not playing.
Maybe Kenny? Kenny S? Probably Kenny? I don't know. Besides that.
Oh, dude, Shroud. Shroud's my dad.
I was gonna say nothing. Nothing.
Kenny S. Kenny S.
Device.
Shroud.
I'm not allowed an opinion. He's my best looking player.
Probably Stewie 2K.
Dewey.
Let's go with Stewie.
Stewie's good looking.
Stewie 2K.
Stewie 2K.
I'll give it to Stewie.
What on earth is going on? Welcome back to ECS Season 2 Finals. And a bit of fun there in the break. Fifth Lauren got a mention in there.
Cloud9 are winners after all.
Cloud9 definitely won that hands down. There was absolutely no doubt they won that.
They had some success, finally. Finally.
Yes, they might have gone out early, but they did win the battle of the best looking CS player, that's for sure. We're looking forward to the final game of the night, and just want to quickly reflect back because we haven't spoken to you yet about it, Janko. Welcome back to the analysis area. What did you make of it?
Paul, it's good to be here.
Always good to be here.
Good to be back.
Always good to be back. What did you make of that last game?
It should have been a 2-0.
Should have been, shouldn't it? Yeah, bit sloppy.
Bit sloppy. It did seem that Optic was a bit lost in that second half with the comeback. Not lost, but that they ran out of ideas, pretty much. And you would think that they had to close it out in that key round when it was 15-12. Yeah. They didn't, and that really propelled FaZe to just shut them out after that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get more from both of our analysis experts in just a moment. It is time to get into our final series of the night. But first, let's hear from the players themselves from both teams.
It would mean a lot for me, at least, to gain some confidence again, to show that Epic Center wasn't a fluke.
It'd be such a great feeling to get back on the top and show that we can still win tournaments, so it would be like, it would mean everything, to be honest.
I just want that everyone is trying to do their best, that we try to improve all the time, that we just don't stop.
I want to prove to Astralis that they did a mistake when they kicked me 8 months ago.
Had a lot of great memories from this year. I think the most unique one is winning the first major, but I think on the last tournament it made me remind how important it is to have fun when we're playing, and that's what drives you to really work hard on the time you are supposed to work. Winning ECS for me would be proving what I think about this game, would be proving that for winning constantly and being a good team you need a system and you need everyone committed to the same purpose.
SK Gaming is just the best team in the world for me.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Fallen didn't just talk about winning, but talked about enjoying the game as well, because that can get lost sometimes, Janko, can't it?
Absolutely, especially with how crowded the schedule is, right? The players are traveling all the time from one tournament to another. They don't even have time to practice, let alone just relax, take some time off and recharge. It can be pretty draining, just playing. It does sound fun, like playing video game all the time. Yeah. You get paid for it. You travel a lot, but you need some time off every now and then.
Yeah, actually, Tommy, you've been on the circuit years before and seen how busy it can get. Have you ever seen anything like 2016?
As far as the full year goes, no. I mean, there's obviously been like sprints previously, say like 1 or 2 months where tons of events happen to be just stacked up at the same time of the year. But I mean, nothing compared to 2016. It's just been the busiest year ever in Counter-Strike. There's no question about it. And hopefully it slows down just a little bit.
Just take a few off next year.
Next year.
No, I know, but one can hope.
I think we will get to the end of the year and we can't. That was such a busy year. It can't get any busier next year, and somehow it has over the last 4 or 5 years. SK have enjoyed their year, obviously, but had a fairly, by their standards, a very average kind of end to the year. They'll surely want to go out on a high by winning the last one, but with a replacement, that's a tough ask.
No, I mean, and obviously we've seen that as a plug-and-play solution, you simply just can't put Fox into FNX's positions and expect it to work out for their game. It just, style-wise, he's just so different to how FNX is, and that's the problem for this tournament. I think Fox flew into California about, I don't know, like 5 days ago to practice. Yeah, something like
3 days of practice.
No, exactly. So 3 days of practice. I mean, that's not enough to revamp your game around a player who doesn't fit the mold of what you used to do in the past. So that's why it's hard to see how they could possibly be so good overall to make up for all the mistakes that they're going to be making with the new player in the system, that they would win this tournament. I just think that they're a little outmatched in terms of practice time here.
And we've talked about Fallen being a great in-game leader, a great leader of the team as well, and a man that can make adjustments on the fly, and we've seen that over 24 hours. I know it was only one game yesterday, so it's hard to judge, but they've already figured out, okay, Overpass doesn't work with Fox, so we get it. We're not going to do Overpass today. They adjusted today. They come back with stronger map picks for him and stronger map picks for the team overall. So with that kind of education they've had over 24 hours, is it enough to get past Dignitas a second time?
Well, the problem is they're not going to be able to get rid of Overpass this time, because they're gonna have to veto nuke, I think, against Dignitas, and then Dignitas, you reckon they're gonna pick Overpass again. You would think, unless they think they got a little lucky yesterday, which they did, given the lopsided opening half.
I feel if they don't want to replay the same map, they can go to Mirage. As a map that SK with FNX lately has been struggling. They wanted to avoid that map as much as possible, which is very weird, seeing as how it was their first pick in the first half of the year, pretty much. So Dignitas has that luxury, but personally I think they should go for Overpass, because Mirage is a map where it's much easier for you to just have a good run, gain some momentum. It's a simpler map to play to an extent than Overpass.
And it's a map everybody plays. It's basically the new Dust 2 of CSGO. If you're playing Pugs, everybody plays Mirage. It's a default map. Now the one problem SK is having is FNX was the anchor of the A side together with Fur. It's just one of the riflers playing close to Palace and T ramp. Now Fox there, it's not the ideal fit. He's the opper. He's the guy who would want to play Fallen spot in the window room area. So that's another tricky situation that if they play Mirage at some point, we'll actually see how they're going to handle it.
Yeah, turning our attention to Dignitas, obviously had a good game against SK and then not such a good game, second game round against Envy. But what have they learned playing with Valde over just one day from a competitive point of view? And can they turn that around into a positive victory today?
Well, I mean, the nuke game was sort of the opposite of their Overpass win against SK. So that was the game where they had the bad start on the first half and basically never got into the game. It was basically the exact opposite of their opening win. So I'm not sure there's that much to be taken away from the Envy game. If they had won the second pistol, maybe they could have done what FaZe did today on nuke and made a big comeback. So I wouldn't read too much into that. I think they seem to be playing fairly well with Valde, and we talked about how he's actually a fairly good fit as a temporary replacement for Magisk.
Yeah, definitely fits into the team much better and a lot easier to kind of move it around the team and make sure that he's got the right kind of roles. How do you feel he fit in with the team yesterday?
I think it's hard to tell, as Tommy pointed out, that they were pretty one-sided games, so you actually want a close game to see how will he perform then. It seems, from my perspective, that it's pretty much business as usual for Dignitas, that he's just fitted in and that they, in this execute, we need to throw this smoke and this flash and go here, and that's what they do. They don't really change their whole play style to make him more comfortable. It's just you help us out as much as you can.
So players are entering the arena for the final time tonight. Day 2 of the ECS Season 2 finals. Dignitas and SK Gaming with their lifeline on the line in the tournament. Final chance to impress, to reach the semi-final. We have 3 semi-finalists. Our 4th will be determined at the end of this match. They're seeming good spirits on the stage right now.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of the Dignitas guys in the Twitch launch earlier, and they were just waiting to get started in the map break between in the earlier game, just saying they just want to get going already.
Yeah, I always feel like the players sometimes they play along with this kind of, coming out there, understand it's part of the TV, part of entertainment, part of the enjoyment of the show. But at the same time, I almost get the feeling that they're just like, please, can we just go to the booth? We want to get on and play.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're here for, right?
Taco seems pumped up.
Yeah,
gave them the old Brazilian greeting right there, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely welcome the Dignitas team with a proper Brazilian welcome on the stage there. They have to step up, though. There's no doubt about that. They did lose to Dignitas yesterday. It was a best of one, which we know can be a little bit coin flippy sometimes. They've got to start well, though, Janko, in this game to kind of give themselves confidence that actually, yeah, it is working with Fox and they have found a formula that works just to get them through the tournament?
Yeah, talking about both teams, it seems like they both need momentum as how they're playing with stand-ins, so you can't really rely on having that deep playbook that they usually have, right? So that if things go wrong initially, you have to improvise, which is something that's pretty difficult to do against the opposition you have at a tournament of this stature. So a great start would definitely benefit them, but I would like to see teams without a good start still finding a way to claw back.
Well, that's mainly the only one we've really seen has been Optics so far, who've come back or showed resilience when they've been ahead and then had it fought back, and they've had teams come back against them and they've lost the map they should have won, but then they've still come through and won. So yeah, perhaps some of that kind of resilience.
It's like when you look at it, actually, funnily enough, them alongside Cloud9 are the teams that have their rosters the longest, I think, at this tournament. Oh, and that's only since August. It's like 3 months.
That's a long time in esports, Janko.
At this
that's like one human life year.
Yeah, pretty much for esports, it's a lot.
Basically the opposite of dog years. That's
yes, no, we go the other way. We have four esports year in every human year.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, we go the other way around. In the way that Dignitas approached this, Tommy, do they just do what they were doing yesterday? Did they just go into this relaxed, calm, no pressure?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. And I mean, obviously, luckily for them and SK both, or SK less because they live in LA, but that they have the practice computers. So I'm 100% sure that Dignitas, and I just saw Config tweeted a picture of the warm-up computers that he was warming up there for quite a while. I'm sure they've been spending plenty of time going over tactics and making sure that Valde is familiar with all the roles that MSL is going to want him to play in the series today.
Yeah, because that is the key point, isn't it? What he wants him to play. It's not quite as structured as perhaps Fallen's been with Fox. You heard him earlier. He said in the interview that he's giving him some instruction. He's asking him to play certain roles sometimes, but many rounds he's actually free to go and do whatever he wants to do. That's not going to be how it works in Dignitas, is it?
No, I mean that's MSL's probably the most structured leader, I would say, right now among the top teams. And Fallen's
on a level of naught to existence.
I think he's fairly close. I mean, no one is quite on the existence level. He's like the army general surgeon.
Has a whip in one arm.
Yeah,
like, you do this.
Exactly. That's existence. So if existence is here, maybe MSL is here. He's not quite on that level, but he's
just
not far
off. Like Janko is kind of there on the Thorin scale, but Thorin's there. Yeah,
just has a stick, not a whip. That's the difference.
In terms of maps, we've talked a little bit about maps and how important they are, but in a way, Dignitas have an immediate advantage being so good on Nuke. Even with a replacement in the team, that's going to scare SK surely. And with the way that the picks and bans go in the best of 3, you said it earlier, it could force them, they have to play overpass again, which is going to be uncomfortable.
And the one thing that I'm actually curious about now for SK is, obviously Dignitas is going to veto Train. SK is going to have to get rid of Nuke, I would assume, over Cash. But now the question is, would SK actually, considering how well Cash went for them against Immortals, consider playing that because Dignitas doesn't like Cash?
It is a possibility.
Because that's actually a realistic chance, I think.
It's a possibility. I talked briefly to the SK guys in my game off, and they said that they're prepared to play Cash, that they're probably not going to pick it, like not just against Dignitas, but in general. But if someone else picks it, they're ready to play the map. So I feel that with what they have left, that they're going to go for Dust 2.
Okay, well, we've had a Nuke ban by SK, which we expected. A Train ban.
They just lied, of course.
A Train ban by Dignitas,
so,
which is expected.
I was ahead on this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And never talk to players.
And now Cash picked.
Yeah, they're liars. God damn it.
They led you astray, Janko, and you fell for it.
And Dignitas goes for
so
Mirage.
They went for the Mirage.
That's
a good pick, and I'm very interested in seeing how SK handled their CT side. That was the one thing I really wanted to see. But hold on, SK banned Nuke first.
Yeah, which we expected, and then Train was banned by Dignitas.
Hold on, so then my question is, how did Dignitas not pick Cobble here? How was Cobble not picked when...
Maybe because they know that SK don't like overpass either, so they're hoping to get one or the other.
I think that they were just feeling that they would have a better chance on Mirage because how SK recently has been weak on it. It seems like the Cobble was a better map for SK in the past 2 months. Mirage was almost their worst map, which is such an unlikely thing to say, but it's how it turned out.
Yeah, that's fair. And I guess the one thing is, if you're MSL, he's obviously the kind of leader who wants to know what he's up against. He doesn't want to play against mixed teams. He wants to play against the teams that he's very familiar with. And if you play SK on Cobble, Fox is not going to play drop. It's just not going to happen. There's no way he's going to be put into that spot. I don't think. I think you'd rather rotate someone like coldzera there and ask him to try to do that, and then that all of a sudden makes it kind of random to you. You're not going to know how SK is playing, so maybe that also plays into the fact that he can't be as prepared for what's to come.
It's true, and seeing as how it is their pick, they obviously have time and they put thought into it. So them thinking, okay, let's go for Mirage because of A, B, C, and D, and I'm sure they will have a proper game plan developed for this map.
Yeah, just waiting for the last two bans, and then the third map. We're not going to get those.
I think the production feels, they hope this is going to be a 2-0.
They realised actually you guys have already figured it out.
We have?
Yeah.
So
do they ban Cobble?
It's Overpass, Cobble, and Dust 2. It's like the Dignitas bans Dust 2
and SK bans Cobble.
Okay, so SK bans Cobble.
Dignitas bans Dust 2, and it's Overpass for third.
Yeah. So that's why they did. That's why they picked the Mirage pick, isn't it? So they could get one of the other two as a third. So it's like a banker.
Yeah, no, this is a solid map pool for Ding. The thing is, SK's only map is the one they don't actually normally even play, but I mean, Cash is one of the easier maps to just slot someone in because you can play it in a very versatile way. You can even have Fox up, which he did in the earlier game against the Immortals.
Do you feel though, Tommy, that with that map pool now that they've got, SK, if they're going to win this, they have to win it in two? Because if it goes to Overpass, aren't Dignitas going to be taking all the confidence they took from yesterday's win?
Yes or no? I mean, that would be what you would be inclined to think. At least my first thought would be that. But at the same time, like I said, I think the way Dignitas won Overpass yesterday was almost a bit fluky because they, like I said, they just broke SK's money over and over and over again, and they got to something like an 8-1 start on the terrorist side. Yep. And at that point, I think I said after 6 rounds in the trailer, I said this is basically over. SK is never going to win this many rounds on the T side unless they just get full control of the economy. So in that sense, I'm not sure I'm that sold on Dignitas being overly superior. Now, obviously, Fox will have to put in a little more work than yesterday on the B side. That was something they had problems with. But at the same time, you know SK has been working on that since yesterday because they knew this was going to happen in this series.
And then there's the money issue, of course, where because they were so crippled with money, he couldn't get an AWP in his hands anyway, which probably would have helped him a little bit.
No, of
certainly
course.
Could have picked up a few more kills, a few more crucial rounds. And then you kind of snowball. So I guess if they've worked on that and at least figured out that's where they need to be strong, maybe that can be slightly different. Just final thoughts and predictions. What do you think of this one, Janko? Is it difficult to call, or do you feel like maybe Dignitas have got just a little bit too much with the slightly better fitting replacement?
I think because of the stand-in factor, it's pretty difficult to call. Like even on a map like Cash, okay, I'll give SK the upper hand there, but they can easily beat Dignitas on Mirage and close it out 2-0. But even if it goes to Overpass, it's again a map that SK can beat Dignitas on. So I think.
Got any coins? Do you want to do the coin? Is going to be easier?
Not really. I only carry paper.
All right. Okay. Of course.
I don't deal with coins.
Okay.
Paul.
But
that makes sense. For some like win conditions, it feels like the other individuals, if Fox is still adapting to the playstyle and continues to struggle a little bit, it's up to the other individuals of SK to step it up a notch to be able to compensate for that.
Tommy, final thoughts?
I mean, I mostly agree with Janko. I think it's just too random. We haven't seen either team enough with their stand-ins to really say. With that being said, just looking at the map pool, I think I have to favor Dignitas to some extent. To what that extent really is or what it means, whether it's 60%, 65% or 55%, that I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's a bit up and down, isn't it? Just in terms of key players, other than the replacement, who do you think needs to have good game? I mean, we've seen Fallen have a good game earlier on. He obviously needs to step up again, but coldzera a little bit quiet at times, do you feel, in that first series?
Yeah, coldzera wasn't really like a superstar performer in the first game. I think
because you expect a lot more from him, don't you? I'm not saying he had a bad game, but you just expect so much from him.
But I think a part of that is also that, especially on train, Fox really was the secondary operator in that series, so he wasn't doing what he normally does at all times. So that was what I was alluding to earlier when I said I'm always a little wary of moving the best player from his role, because what if then all of a sudden he's no longer the superstar, which he should be. So I'd like to see more from coldzera from SK side, and Fallen obviously needs to perform to his usual level for them to really have a chance. And for Dignitas, Config is there. He's the #1 guy with Magis Boy gone. He's the guy who gets the hardest kills for them normally.
Do you feel like he's stepped up enough so far? It's been a very short tournament so far. It's hard to say, but do you feel like he's filled the boots?
I think in the game, even in the game they lost, he had a great performance. So I feel. Oh wait, you asked me about Valde. I thought you asked me about Config.
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 Yep.
Yeah, he had a great performance. I think he's had a good tournament, but it's been only 2 maps. So now this is where he needs to step up. For SK, I will go with Fur actually, because he is very aggressive on the CT side. Goes for a lot of pushes, gets a lot of information, and maybe he is the player who can find some gaps in Dignitas's offense and really, contribute to the team and make everyone else's lives easier with that info.
In terms of looking forward, semi-finals obviously tomorrow. We know one of them already. I'm sure that fans of Optic will have looked at the route through and gone, oh, well, if we can win this one match, we can make the final, because it's only Envy in the semi-final.
Only Envy.
Only Envy, of course. We would never have said that 13 months ago.
Yes,
but now perhaps we do. But actually, they played very well yesterday, Envy, in the 2 matches they got. Very difficult to determine over the 2 best of ones, but that's not going to be a pushover, is it?
Not by any stretch of the imagination, especially Envy that has their confidence back.
Yeah, well, they have a smell, don't they? We're 1 game away from playing in a final, and we won a grand final. They become a more difficult team the further they go through a tournament.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that they trashed Dignitas more or less on Nuke, which is Dignitas' home turf to an extent. Yes, with a stand-in, but still. So now teams coming into the series against Envious have to take that into account. Okay, before it was a map they played, but they wouldn't ever probably first pick it in a series. Now that's perhaps a possibility depending on the opponent, so it makes things more interesting coming into a matchup.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks ago, if we'd have said, okay, it's SK, they've got a chance of going through here against Dignitas, they would play Astralis in the semi-finals, you'd be licking your lips thinking, fantastic. Astralis versus SK, it's going to be so close. With what we've seen so far from Astralis, they're sitting waiting at home right now, or back in the hotel by the bar probably, or by the pool, chilling out, thinking, we don't care either of these 2 teams coming through, it's going to be easy for us.
Yeah, I think they're super confident at the moment because they've been playing so well. Even though they lose the E-League finals, which they were, maybe the favorites, still a matter of they've improved tremendously over a short period of time. And the biggest problem for Astralis was, something not perhaps related to in-game stuff, but the mentality, them always, struggling in the semi-finals, can't make the finals. Now they're past that hurdle. That doesn't exist anymore, that barrier. So now they can, be unleashed in a sense and really try and get to their full potential.
Yeah, someone unkindly, and I think jokingly or half-jokingly, said to me yesterday, actually, it wasn't ever the Astralis semi-final curse, it's the Carrigan semi-final curse. And actually, if you look at what he's done with FaZe so far, that kind of works out in a weird way. I don't know why it works out. I hope it's not that case, because I wish him the best, and obviously hope they do pick up a title. But it just shows you how differently, when you move one player around, things can change.
Absolutely, and especially if it's a leader, right? If it's an in-game leader, you change the way the whole team plays to an extent, and for a team like FaZe, you actually have someone who is going to tell you what to do, and we're going to have some structure in the team as well.
Yeah, and swapping a player like that is a bit of a worry sometimes. I mean, you take out the in-game leader and you think, oh, where's this going? How do we cope with it? Or have we got our idea of what we want to do? I mean, you've faced a few changes before. You've been in-game leader. You've seen in-game leaders go. What is it like when that happens?
Well, the thing is, at the time when you're finally ready to make a change, I mean, most teams don't take changes lightly. They don't just decide one day after a loss, like, all right, sorry, Janko, this guy didn't play well today. It needs to go. It's usually a long it's usually a long process that takes months, and you slowly build up to that point where you're like, I think this just needs to happen. And at that point, from my experience, most people actually sort of forget that it's sometimes better to know the issues you have than the issues know the issues that might come in later on. Because a lot of the time you let go of someone and you solve maybe some of the issues that you were having, but you bring someone else in and they're not going to be pitch perfect at everything else. Yeah. So there's going to be something new, some new issues that are going to come in.
I'd love to carry on with you, but I'm going to have to cut you off there because I'm hearing that the players are ready for our final series of the day. So my thanks to Lurpis and to Janko. We'll hear back from them, of course, at the end of the series and wrap up the show. But now time to head over to the commentary team for our final series of the night. Let's find out who reaches the semi-final.
You said you were going to do a face. You told production you were going to do some sort of face, Henry.
Yeah,
I was ready for it. You clearly dropped the ball on that one, I have to say.
Made me laugh.
Do you want to try it? Try the face again.
I was trying to do a sexy face. Hold on, let's try again.
You don't even know how.
Is that good? That was actually pretty good. Come on, that was good.
Stewie 2K is my vote, just like everybody else.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Anyway, it's going to be Dignitas versus SK Gaming. My money after seeing the map pool, I'm saying 2-0 Dignitas. I'm going there.
This is an interesting thing. We go to Cash. This is a map SK don't play traditionally.
Yeah.
They bring in Fox. Okay, he's had experience on it with FaZe, but why when you still had Dust 2 in the pool, why not go to Dust 2? Obviously, Dignitas is good on it. Maybe that's why they want to leave it in late, but then it gets banned out. It's one of their better maps. Cobblestone was there. Now, I agree, Cobblestone with Fox coming in, probably not the best bet, but there's so many options available to them in this situation that they could have easily picked up instead.
The problem SK have got right now, right? Both these teams are playing with mercenaries. Dignitas, though, have come out in much better form. And in terms of like the replacement they've got, they've lost Major's Boy, right? But they've brought in Vald, another insanely good rifler, right? And he slots in perfectly. You go over to
as well, plays with them on a regular basis.
Exactly, right? Then you go over to the other side with bringing in Fox for FNX. Definitely not the same roles. Like Fox is like a hybrid kind of AWPer, not the best rifler, kind of support player. Certainly doesn't fit the same mold as FNX, and that is a massive problem. That's why the map pool is going to be limited. They've had not just changing one player for this team, changes the entire layout.
Though,
right?
Speaks the same language.
Speak the same language. Yep. That's fine.
That's about all I can think of, really.
But it means that it has a ripple effect across the whole map, and in terms of their CD setups as well, that's going to be a problem for them. He can't play the same position that FNX can, so they have to adjust everything, and he's having to do secondary AWP instead of coldzera. So it just kind of discombobulates the entire team. And Dignitas, nothing really changes, bring another sick rifle in to slot in.
And the weird thing is, moving forward, they said Astralis are going to be sitting and, you know, kind of, we don't really care who we play.
Yeah.
I actually think Dignitas would have the better chance against them just because it's a domestic matchup.
Yeah, I would agree.
And Valde plays, as we said, is the better slot and plays a little bit more with all of those players, so he still knows what to expect from Astralis as well. So I actually think Dignitas getting through could be a little bit more interesting in that sense, but SK, you're right. Switching away from the double op on coldzera, can't let him go off the leash and get aggressive anymore. Fox definitely didn't have the economy or the positional control inside of the B site when we saw them on overpass yesterday.
Yeah.
It's very all over the place in terms of communication.
It's not so much for me like criticizing Fox so much. He just doesn't fit the mold for this particular scenario. Like it's not like. It's not good enough, right? It's just like this, the time to fit him in and actually the roles he plays, this just doesn't really work. The recipe's not quite there for me. They can still, they've done well to get to this stage in the tournament, but we'll see whether they can actually step at the Dignitas.
Best thing that they can take away from this is a notebook of things they need to improve and how they want to implement him, because they are apparently confirmed going to be using him for the major, and that comes up not long after the new year begins, mid to late January in Atlantis, so they'll have to get him on board quite quickly.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, the final game of this evening, Dignitas versus SK Gaming. It's going to be Cash to kick things off here. SK Gaming starting on the T side. 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes, and 4 flashbangs to go work with him. Valde, he's going very, very aggressive towards B storage, and he's looking for that first pick. Does spot a T there, but he's going to stay committed towards Sunroom. That's a great position to go in. You can see on the minimap right now on the top left, CT's rotating off towards B. As long as he can stay alive, they can justify this. It's actually a real nice play from the CT so far. He's fallen back. Interesting.
I was going to say no contact play. You think he'd sit around until they get some information?
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Immediately backs off.
Interesting. Well then, in terms of the smokes, this will be the smokes towards potentially highway and the bomb site, the left-hand side of it. Try and cover that squeaky door with main entrance flashes as well. There's the first smoke that actually lands towards B. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a fake coming in. I see what's going on here. coldzera smokes towards B, and maybe it's going to be a little bit different. Towards A, they do go to commit.
You saw it. They didn't quite, but they didn't overcommit to B either, so they are in the rotations quick enough. MSL's trying to do damage where he can without committing, without his teammates close by. MSL's the only one with a kit as well, so technically he's there. Oh, that headshot presents itself. Cajun does spot it. Looked a moment as if he couldn't quite see Fur, but he does connect to get aggressive, try and spar off with Taco, who holds the line. Fox going to find another kill potentially as well, because low HP in front, good shot. MSL gets caught, wraps back around. They're all charging in on Taco. All that really does is serve to SK to buy more time in the rest of their positions in this post plant. It's planted default, wrapped around the corner. They'll have to face when the defuse comes in, and they're already on top of it now. For low HP, it is going to be RUBINO. He's picked up the kit. He's got it already. Cold can't get in position in time.
What are those positions when they've got a bomb down in that sort of scenario?
Go to quad at least one
player. You've got one squeaky door, one in main entrance. You've got to have some control of the bomb. You can't sit back there, especially when Dignitas has that kit as well. The point I was going to make, I thought that was going to run away with it until I saw the plant. When Valde had that position in Sunroom, I thought that was fantastic. I thought, okay, they're going to have 4 towards middle or A now. It's going to be great for Dignitas, but then the bomb goes down. But that default plant lets them down, SK. You realise they've actually realised what they've done, and when they actually start facing the players and the defusers come in, they can't do anything about it. And there it is, 1-0 for the Danish side. We're going to round number 2, a force buy. Interesting, after leading the bomb down, Matt. This is unorthodox. You normally do this, you want to bring out 2 AKs and then some limited players with just pistols, but they've got 5 Tech 9s, they're fully invested with the smokes towards A, but they're not going there. It looks like they may be boosting up towards mid.
Oh, they wrap back A main. They are. So they're going to put 2 smokes out, 1 behind red crate, 1 top highway, 1 at quad. The one that was countered off in front of A main is gone off, but look at config. Oh, that flash timing. Perfect position to see between the smokes. Gets his vision back in time. Bomb's going to be dropped away from that. He knows they're in toward quad. Plays it right, but when he falls away, Taco's able to find the shot. And he's got himself up into the corner to watch anyone else trying to take from the same position. So So bomb plant again from SK. You're dead right. Unorthodox, trying to catch them off and use the aggression from the Tech 9s. As MSL sets to try and get more utility, and this time they are playing it for quad. So better post-play position. RUBINO tries again to find coldzera. Remember, first still above. Good shot from Cold. Both players, meanwhile, default have gone down back at quads, and they have a chance for the defuse. They're going to close it out as well. Fer gets found.
Exciting round there, the full execution. You see the flashbangs being used there as well. Just a wall of white screen there, especially for Config up and towards that ladder position as well. He finds one kill just about. The bomb goes down. It's certainly an exciting round overall, but SK can't close it out. They find a few frags, and MSL doing some good work here. Finds both players towards the quad. That's pretty much the difference maker at that point, and not really much Fer could do towards the end of that round. They do make sure they get the bomb down, so they do get guns going to the next round, so not all is lost at this point. So definitely an interesting force buy, but this point, if they had just been quiet in the previous round, gone for the bomb, they could have had AKs now. Now it's just going to be more of the same. It's going to have a couple of deagles this time, no nades, and it should be just a case of Dignitas maybe losing 1 or 2 kills, but ultimately running away on this round.
Pick up from Config to get aggressive in toward A main. It's not before Fer could find Valde, who tried to do the same. Spotted up as well. Is going to take a bit of damage through the very thin wall at mid-connector. Still his position entirely. He's not getting aggressive to try and get information with a fast peek, but he's still sitting there to make sure they can't push down inside of mid. Now he gets the information that Fox has pushed in with the deagle. He'll change his plans and go back to the mid garage instead.
Well, equal situation for now. They are getting a little bit of mid-control as well. coldzera with the Desert Eagle in hand. Problem is now, yes, they have mid-control, but where do you really go with it? With the no nades, you can't really smoke off towards anywhere. So where they go towards B, they can't smoke Heaven or CT Spawn. If they go A, they can't really isolate towards CT Spawn or anything like that. There's such an advantage here for Dignitas when they have these M4s in hand. Okay, maybe not. Okay.
Yeah. Not when a deagle hits a shot like that. Fallen, giving them an advantage to work with. Door shut MSL.
To be fair, Config looked like he got aggressive there towards main, so...
MSL's got a bit of problems here. Good smoke choice to go toward A main, but they get distracted, so they'll walk in anyway. Good entrance from Taco. But cajunb importantly finds the one player that's carrying the bomb, and they've got to go back into the open to get it. And picked up one M4 in the hands of Taco, but he didn't get it. He couldn't cross all the way over. 14 HP. He doesn't want to go again. Instead, he's going to try and elevate himself to find a favorable position in RUBINO. He's rotated in the meantime. The player that could save all of this would have been a flank down mid in the form of coldzera, but he's gone in. Instead, they go back out. They need that bomb. If they had that bomb, this was planted ages ago, and now it's just going to fall apart. Fox, okay. Does find one headshot over top of the truck, but he's on 11 HP. Last in this is going to go down at the hands of Cajun.
Lovely work there from Cajun. Looked like a round almost destined to be SKs at that point. They find the entry frags on the A bomb site there. Like we said, didn't have the smokes, but the problem is Cajun finds that one kill. The bomb goes down towards Forklift, and it's a nightmare situation there. They try to recover it. One player goes down to 14. They wait for the teammates to rotate it as well, but the CTs have repositioned themselves. Both of them watching the bomb. Not really much SK could do about it. It was a really nice attempt there, but it's got a little bit unlucky with that bomb drop. So we go into the first gun round here, and it will be Dignitas. A little bit stretched for cash. There's been some close rounds here, closer than they would have liked. So they do get M4s, but certainly limited in terms of utility. 5 AKs for SK Gaming. They're fully equipped in terms of grenades as well. No initial aggression coming in just yet. You can see the CTs potentially going for the boost here. I think I can see Config going up a Valda. He'll be the one going up to be in a strong position. I actually like this a lot. You don't see it that often these days, but it's starting to come back into fashion, it seems. It's good for normally 1 or 2 kills if they don't check it, especially on the full execution. Just get overlooked sometimes.
Quick peeks from Fer to make sure no one's pushed back in toward A main. Valda's boosted. Push down toward highway from Fox to push anyone back on white box, give him more confidence to peek out toward mid connector. RUBINO again playing a very passive position there, so he's going to give the middle, but not let them charge through to the connection points, either vents to B or highway onto A for free. He still wants to fight. He's calculated his aggression as Fox starts to lead the charge with Fer. Up along the wall, smoke out in front of them. Watch for Taco as well at the door, because if they do get Valde cornered into that position and Config is found, there's a chance that there's not much escape for the Dignitas players inside of this site. Send Fox first. And he's already looking at it. He's already checking it. Does he check all the way in? It's one of those angles where you could easily think to yourself, yeah, that's checked, and overlook it. Still considering it. Fox goes. He's got to watch because he goes toward Forklift. Good turn back. Goes down with the information relayed in time. That's all he has to do on the entry in that obligation with those positions set up, because look at the trades SK get as a result. The bomb's going to go down at the hands of Fallen inside of default. No Molotov to deny. Smokes out as well toward highway and connector to truck. Good shot through them though from cajunb.
chance here to pick this up, it seems. They have got extremely limited potential in terms of just having one smoke here, one kit, still 3 kills to find as well. Time ticking away, Attacker about to deploy the flashbang as well. Fallen could strike with this flash going in. There it is, perfectly timed, and he picks up 2 frags as well. Lovely work from Fallen, and coldzera finishes things off. SK Gaming arrive now on cash, find their first round. You could see how limited Dignitas were after losing so many frags in the first 3. Yes, they were winning them, but going down to like 2-on-2 situations each and every time, and that flashbang coming in from quite as well. Fallen strikes perfectly, and there it is. Dignitas might be on an eco, you know. I think they actually are. It's going to be Deagles, CZ. It's a force buy for sure, with a UMP chucked in there for good measure, but let's remember, this is Dignitas with a mercenary themselves, so nothing's going to really be perfect for either side. It's actually quite an interesting proposition. We have seen them play earlier in the tournament as well. Dignitas completely stomped them, but I think this series is going to be a very interesting one.
Going to be the one that boosts it up. He'll start the charge off. Quick Molotov down below the boost position, and he spawns at White Crate as well. And MSL's already there. 3 in mid, good shot. I like that he goes first on these T sides to start it off. They can use the information. Everyone else knows how to communicate with each other. He might as well go get what he can. Finds 2 and goes down, but it's good work in mid because they've got the information that they're trying to play. A heavy mid presence based on rotations with only likely 1 in the site. Valda's the one to get on top of the highway. All they have to do now is just deal with the fact that Deagle and Config's hands could be a problem behind. Quad, he does pick up 1 as well, so now with the rotation it could get interesting, but Cold's there to save the day.
Yeah, that should be the round. Just poor cajunb coming from the connector does get taken down by coldzera. 2 rounds in a row for SK Gaming now, and that's surely going to break the economy fully now. Dignitas, they tried to force buy in the previous round. They got 2 kills, but ultimately looked quite comfortable for SK. It was Fox getting boosted up, doing some good work with the AK-47 towards mid, found 2 kills. He went down to the UMP, but that's information gathered, and his teammates going towards the A side. It was a pretty simple procedure at that point. So we do have second stage loss bonus now for the CTs, presumably going to be third. They're not going to invest a single penny into this round. Oh, there it is, before I can even finish that. Vald buys a PD-50, but that's not really much to talk about. It's going to be a 5-man push towards the B storage area. coldzera looking at this big spray down, but gets nothing. cajunb gets the better of him.
That's going to give them a gun right away as well. So they get the AK onto MSL.
But at this point, though, you're just going to think, well, straight towards A. He spotted everyone, right?
Well, importantly as well, but save that AK. I'd be carrying that over to get an AWP out more utility. It's not a tradable position, but you're right. Good response from SK, immediately going to the A side. Bomb goes down, and I think exactly that. They've already got that AK-47 in the hands of MSL backing away toward mid-garage, and I very much assume that's going to group up with the rest of his teammates, and they'll just look for exits. I say that, and they're actually going to get aggressive for exits rather than waiting, so either way, concede the round, but AK is the goal. And if they can get more kills and get more guns, it's better. Well, smartly, SK responds to that too and says, okay, we've already spotted you behind us, we'll go out through your spawn. So they don't want to take any fights.
There's no real reason to, right? They're the ones who've got the weaponry to lose. They know that AK is being given away somewhere on the map. You can see them actually just strong harvesting together, making sure it doesn't get given away. It doesn't make some kills as well, but MSL does save the AK-47, does actually do a world of good going into this round, and actually starting to build the bang balance up once again. That's going to be 3 in a row for SK Gaming here. And we'll see what they can do. Another gun round. No orbs purchased for either side. You can still see Dignitas actually struggling a little bit here. They've got 1 kit, no orb, and no incendiary. Okay, Melo's helping from a Molotov, so they can defend a fast mid push, but that's just depending whether he actually goes towards that position. He's actually heading towards B, so if a fast mid attack comes in, it's going to be problematic for Dignitas here. Sprints come in. Maybe cajunb going to be boosted up here, courtesy of RUBINO.
Agent's in prime position, no one watching this as well. Down he goes, in behind already. Taco's down. Doesn't even matter that the flank's out because Valda's on the other side of it. Fallen's going to be anticipating a push through in that position, so good intentions, no results for it. If he had gone to the right, maybe better chances. Fur is going to compensate by taking back RUBINO. It goes to 4-on-4. That's actually kind of interesting that it was that successful of a boost. Perfect timing. And then they just converge and meet in the same end point, so it doesn't even matter.
Exactly. Well, still 4-on-4, still a chance for Dignitas to do something with this. Config, one of the star players with Dignitas, trying to do what he can from the connector area there. Doesn't really land a significant amount of damage just yet, but cajunb going to be flashed in. They know they're up against him now. You can see only 1 smoke, 1 flashbang. cajunb strikes towards Fox and gives him the man advantage. Something to work with. I think we have that same boost towards the A side once again. Valda, he did get detected before. They're trying to check it. He got 1 kill before he was taken down. It looks like it could be an A-sided attack once again with 45 seconds remaining. coldzera holding towards highway, waiting for his teammates to potentially take that attention away from him when he goes up there, or he could hold for rotations as well.
cajunb's so far back. Hold up. Playing to watch Highway as a result of this. Does get back into the corner once the smoke dissolves because that leaves him open. It means you can see. Remember, we saw Fox the first time trying to see all the way to the corner. You can't see this position until you're committed. Not any further, you can. Quick little pretty fire. Valde takes it to his advantage, though. Doesn't sit to think they'll overlook. Goes for the fight. Cold's able to trade it, but that brings Cajun back into the fold, and he's got the shot on Cold. It's going to be Fur versus 3 with Bomb. Cajun's close enough that he's going to try and bait him in. Nicely done from Fur. 5 seconds. He's got to get on it. Did he get there in time?
Yeah, he did.
Late click, I think, just barely. And Bomb goes down, Flash comes in, they're both on top of him too quickly to escape.
Nice play there from Fur. There's times it to perfection as well. That fake plant coming in, baits out the CD player waiting for him and takes him down, gets the bomb plant in. That's probably as good as he's got to get in that 3 versus 1. But he makes the most of it. A difficult round there for Dignitas, but cajunb rising to the occasion there towards Highway, actually to get that really important kill towards Fox and give them the advantage to work with there. coldzera ready towards Highway, can't really do much with it. These are the initial frags coming in from SK and the bomb plant coming in as well. That was nice work from Fur config to finish things off. I'll have a look at the money for either side. I think we have the AWP coming in for Fallen at this point. He still is the primary AWPer. Obviously, Fox has been synonymous with the AWP in times in some of the lineups he's had before, but he's certainly the secondary AWP. I don't think he can really dethrone Fallen that easily coming into this lineup, unfortunately.
Fallen tries to fire into that smoke. Doesn't even have the lineup toward the site just yet. Chance for the bag. Config gets aggressive on the other side of this to make up for it, though. Careful, teammate. Spray through. He's on the left side. As Valde was trying to put some damage in as well to make sure he wasn't going to get pushed up close. Not sure his intentions in doing so, but Cajun, meanwhile, is already backed away inside of the checker room as Taco. Games of pre-fires and sprays all over the map as everyone jostles for position early on, and this might be the one that changes as Config starts to walk in on his own through the smoke late to get out of the boxes in the corner at A main. Flash from Valde, turnaround already there, no one here, but this means he's got it established. He can, I'd love to see him just go quietly toward lockers in that case.
Well, he's got no nades left now. He can't really stay for too long at that point, so like he can either smoke it out normally, but doesn't have that sort of option here. Towards mid we go for escape. Config has picked up a ton of information. RUBINO, no AWP towards that mid position. Not really much he can do. Can't really justify really going super aggressive, but a missed smoke from SK gives him a chance to actually maybe do something with this. Big nade though, that should actually send him back.
First starting to head over with the AWP. This will be back to the position where they could have occupied. Well, as you say, no nades, they've already backed away from it. RUBINO gets toward the truck instead. M4 from distance with 54 HP to try and hit shots. He's one of the 2 kits in play as well, so if he goes down at truck, watch for the rotation to come from that direction. Good position config. He'll take Taco out. Flash comes in though, and Valde can't convert. It's going to have to be Config to step up. Finds a second. MSL's there to support. Ball in as we snap to him. It's actually coldzera that got 2 with 1 bullet. A bit confusing with the observer snapping over as it did, but it was Fallen. It was there nonetheless. He's going to make his way onto quad with bomb now down. RUBINO hasn't moved. He stayed here because he was smoked and flashed off. There was nothing much he could do in the situation. He's still the only kid up in this position, but he's going to wait for Cajun to try and get his way in toward A main late. And if he gets here in the next 5 to 10 seconds and finds a kill, there's a chance they go. So RUBINO starts to position, but he is caught off. Cold in the open. Cajun again, no kit, has to try and make this work, but they've already got a position for it. They read that so well, SK, and it's going to go to 4-4.
What a recovery that was from the Brazilians there. Looked like Dignitas had that round tied up at that point. Towards the A side, Config doing some tremendous work there, but coldzera coming out of A main. Here's the replay right now. We thought it was a one ball from coming in from the AWP falling there, but it's coldzera picking up 2. And the round at that point, very difficult for the CDs to do anything with. They were separated, cajunb coming in for the long flank. Not really much his teammate RUBINO could do from CT spawn at that point. They're very limited. And the economy once again has been broken for the Danes. PD50s, Desert Eagles, and USPs is going to be the first kill. Going in favour of Fur though, 5 on 4. You can see the CDs, sorry, you can see SK reading the economy quite nicely with 2 Mac 10s here. And they should just be able to hold up, farm a little bit of money with those, and actually, coldzera tries just that. They get punished down to 14 HP for it.
Backs away smartly so. Fur as well. With an AWP in his hands, not something we commonly see. It's going to be on 20 HP. The AK-47 get a little bit more aggressive as they start to walk up, and Fur's going to make good use of the AWP. Finds Valde pushing through. Fox will find cajunb. I'm sure Lurpus is keeping track of how many kills that is from Fox. He's up to 4.
I'm sure he is. Well then, in terms of spreaders right now, that's going to be stage 2 for Dignitas. I don't really think they can justify buying into this run. You know, they've got maybe 4K average across the board there for the CT side. That's not really enough to purchase with. If they would do that, it's going to be a very ropey buy indeed. I think it's just more of a partial mentality here. CZs, Deagles, maybe some body armor as well. They rushed B before, managed to get a couple of kills. I don't think you can rely on that every single time. Maybe a stack towards A. Hope you can have one player towards middle, trying to funnel them towards the A site. It's a really difficult procedure here on the CD side when you're on a little bit of a partial buy here. You have to hope these 1-digs really deliver. MSL really playing with that sort of weapon.
Boost up from Fox again to let him go first. Aggressive as well. Smokesoft needs to be considerate of the corner. But no one there. It's going to be a push instead over toward being cold this time. Better weaponry for a range fight. It's able to find the first and second kill as MSL will go down. I'll go next in line. Go into combat. Able to dodge the flash. They don't think he's quite so lucky in doing so, but they actually get in and take advantage nonetheless. Good nade. That might bounce into the corner. Just does get close enough to take down RUBINO, leaving just Valde.
Indeed.
Will he be heroic?
That's good, but I don't think he will.
Thanks, Henry.
Yeah, hell, you've been sitting on that one for a while.
I do notice he's wearing a jersey. Obviously took his teammate's jersey for his press photo, but I mean, SK was able to get Fox's jersey on stage, and Valde's in a gray t-shirt, so.
But Fox is a free agent, so.
All right, and he's staying in the team a little bit longer. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Step it up, Dignitas.
Well then, Valde. Let's see what you've got. You're the CT in the squeaky door. Could do something with this. A bomb will be coming in that area. You could find one and kill.
They're trying to hunt him down rather than go for the fast plant. But him closing the door, I'm surprised they don't. Was it him or was it the other side of the player jumping by?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think he clicked it, not Fox on his way by, because that should give it away. Yeah, very smart plant, way back towards CT.
Yeah, not really much you can do about this. He's just hoping to make some frags at this point. So this is not really much point trying to hype this one up. You can see they have some awareness that he might be in towards that squeaky door. They spam some shots through them, and Valde, they will be buying up next round. It's been a rough ride in terms of the economy. That's a lovely little flashbang. Could find a kill there. Nice intention there, but doesn't get anything for it. The buy comes in. I'm sure we're going to see the AWP now for Dignitas. It's about time that was brought out. Normally in the hands of cajunb. It's config that might have to buy it for him, though. Will he bring it out? Yet to be seen. Come on. Surely it's coming. No, they thought about it for a long time.
You're super wrong, Henry.
Well, the money's been a big problem for them throughout this game, so I guess they just want to have the utility to work with, not have one player limited, so they're going to have 5 M4s, all the nades required this time, but still the AWP in the hands of Fallen. Needs no introduction how good it is with that weapon, but MSL, a little bit aggressive here towards B storage, using that smoke to get him a little bit of physical control. RUBINO goes down first once again. I think that's towards mid. Maybe they're trying to boost once more. You see cajunb by his teammate's corpse at that point. He's gone down to 41 HP as well.
MSL backs away, smoke still in front, good nade placed. Takes cold down to 74 early. Remember, any damage done by a nade into that range, that threshold is good when you're on an M4.
Yeah, Cajun decides to get the hell out of that mid position, shoots the vents out, obviously gives his position away, but that's better off than being dead, trying to hold that by yourself.
Config pushed very close to the same aim position as Smoke. Oh, MSL full blind, can't take advantage of Fallen, tries to back away, he knows he's in that corner, but can't land the shot. He'll be able to get back inside of the smoke as well and get away with this. So that brings us back to 4 versus 4. Config's position. He's gone back in the site, but it's allowed Valde to establish himself toward the lockers. He too is going to back away as they lose utility for that fight.
Yeah, this will be a B finish for SK Game. You see they've actually got 4 smokes here, so they can smoke heaven, CT spawn on the bomb side as well if they want to. Molotov's on the site, and here it comes, but that's a real nice counter Molotov coming from the CT side. It delays them at least, but they still will be committing.
MSL. First sight of vision toward Checker. Has Cajun hugging underneath in hell and Config to pop up when the information arrives. They want them to commit. They want them in the open. Wide peaks all the way through. Tyloo-esque, draw them in, take the kills, but they've got to get the kills. Taco finds the first on Config. Fur finds the second on cajunb. It's now just MSL remaining, but he finds Taco on low HP in hell, and it's going to bring it to Fox to rotate 12 seconds to grab a bomb and find 2 kills. Can't land the first on the first shot. That might have been enough, but he's actually got it. There's no need to peek from Valde. He's actually got a chance here. 4 seconds. He's trying to bait him the wrong way. Nearly gets it, and MSL just barely holds on. That did not need to get that close at all.
There's 8 seconds remaining. Why the hell is he facing at that point? It's a 2 versus 1. Make him plant. You can sacrifice a player on the bomb site and then take him down. Like when you have no time to plant as well to stay alive as long as possible. That was a nuts decision from Valde, but no harm, no foul, I guess, at this point. It's absolutely fine if they win the round, but it didn't have to be that tense. MSL doing a great job here. Let's remember as well, he would push aggressively to take down Fallen with the AWP and ends up with 3 frags as well. So good work from him on the screen right now as we go into round number 12. problem is, like I said before, the money's been a problem for Dignitas today. They keep having these very tense rounds here. This looks like a set piece from SK Gaming. 5 players committed towards A, 4 of them doing smokes. We saw it before in that second round force fight. They're going to be doing all the flashbacks, presumably, and making this absolute hell on earth for the CDs defending. Look how many smokes rain in. The flash is becoming momentarily. This is the adjustment, though. This is what I was talking about before. This is what I was expecting to see in that second round. They actually opt to go back towards middle, and Taco finds a kill on the A side as well. This could be perfect in terms of pulling the CDs over to that A side.
Balanced in from Taco, tries to move them and spray through to catch damage. To dead right, full adjustment in place for them. It's Taco that's going to be allowing Colt actually to slip up. He's already on top of the crate. He's going to be in the open. Fox is able to find the kill. Colt was primed and ready, and Fur's going to wrap around to find Valda. They've got sight to their name. Be an AWP on Cajun. This time, remember you said last time they had the money to buy it, which they committed. He's only got 150 left over. MSL's got 50 gone. Yep.
To see what they can do. That was a real nice adaptation of that strategy. We've seen it before in that second round, like I said, and they actually fully committed towards the A main entrance. This time, they boost up towards middle, so when the CDs are expecting them to come out all out A main, they're focusing on that area. Everyone's coming out towards highway, and it's completely throwing a spanner in the works there. Very interesting the way SK have got these different variations of it. Very nicely done, and the execution was just spot on there as we do take this 4-2 situation. The city's is desperately trying to hold onto these weapons. It will be 7-5, but Dignitas now on a full reset. They need to save this orb, and it might not actually happen, you know. cajunb is cowering at the back of the B side. Players hunting him down. We're not going to see. I'll tell you what's going on. MSL does find Fallen, but they do manage to keep their guns.
That's the important aspect, especially the AWP on Cajun. 2,300 for Valdet, 18 and 14 for Config and Rubino, so the chances of trying to buy in, aside from, okay, so they do go for the UMP on Valda. I thought I was going to say aside from pistols, not great, but they able to get armor onto Valda, which does benefit it slightly. And it's 2 kits saved over and 1 bought up from Config, so 3 in the play overall, and they're going to split it out fairly straightforward. Not as much aggression on A early on, but the fast drop in from Cajun, because he had a decent spawn, will at least confirm there's no fast play on B. Cold that's been playing it. Get right, Nask in this position. Nearly gets caught off because that Molotov thrown tries to take advantage of it, this cajunb, but now the AWP is down, and Fallen taking MSL is going to back them into the sights dearly.
5-on-3 with Cajun trying to make a pick happen. He had to step up, and Val presumably getting a head blown off as well. It's coldzera. Great end there with the AK-47.
Yeah, Cold's super smart. He can sit there even if his team wants to go elsewhere on those picks because he wants to guard the AWP. He doesn't want them to get any chance of grabbing that again. And they try and go for it. He finds another kill. They're just going to babysit it. They get everyone for it as well. Very smart knowing the money situation.
To be fair to Cajun, he had to make something happen there. They've got, what, 1 M4, 3 pistols and an AWP. Like, he has to push B sword. He has to make something happen there. Unfortunately, coldzera, one of the absolute best players in the game right now, completely punishes him at the start. Like you said, coldzera just patrolling the AWP, making sure none of the CDs can pick it up, and he ends up just completely wiping the floor there with Dignitas. It's going to be 8-5, and I was about to say maybe the pause could be this way. It feels like the kind of a moment for a pause right after so many rounds for SK, but it's going to be another fully equipped now for Dignitas. That force fight didn't really work out for them. Full USPs, a PD50, and just that's in the hands of MSL. So this is almost certainly going to be 9-5, and this is SK's pick, remember, but they are putting on a pretty strong performance so far. In the group stages, we did see this lineup play against Dignitas, and they got absolutely battered, and giving a much better showing this time.
So bags covered off. Molotov now thrown toward connector as well. It's just going to be the box to watch, and Fox and Fur will combine to do so. Kills to pick up to take back middle. Pistol's not amounting to anything this time around. We have had some excitement from them in this game, but excitement means someone's catching a team off sleeping or not really checking things as they should do in these situations. Right now, SK is doing it perfectly. And they'll end with all 5 alive for their efforts. So 9-5, we head to round 15. And there's enough money to buy in, but not enough for the AWP for cajunb.
It's a little bit strange, isn't it? Like cajunb, like we've been talking throughout this tournament, like the primary opener for Dignitas, he's only really had it once, and that was from a previous save round, and it hasn't really got rolling with that weapon whatsoever. It's been in the M4s that Dignitas has been winning the majority of their rounds here, but it's number 15, and no war for either side this time. Fallen not going to be picking up the weapon, certainly at the money too. You can see on his screen right now, most of the players on like 10k. They're going to go for maybe another set piece here, considering that scenario. He doesn't pick up the AWP, they want to have more execution-based play. It's been working out very nicely for them, so why not? Maybe a boost once more for the CTs. I think we have got 1 volt picked up the first frag. cajunb's going up, but jumping in the fire, be careful!
That's not the right play to make. He goes for it either way. They're not going to expect it because of the flames. So he does find the shot on a Fox fall in there to trade it back. 1 for 1 that leaves still SK the man down. And MSL, he's got position, but Cold searching him out and finds it. He's been reading them very well in this position in B tunnels. In fact, goes immediately in, knowing he's been playing there solo. They found the kill at middle. Chances are, if the boost in mid, B's the site that's solo and Cold. That is a perfect read. Goes in and finds config rotating.
You know, to see these probably don't have kits or nades. They're going to have their knives out, get there very quickly. Peeks at the perfect time. Config completely punished for that one. coldzera is manhandling Dignitas right now. 3-on-2, no kits, no nades. Okay, I beg your pardon, incendiary, but to be honest, that's not going to be that much help in this scenario. We'll see what they can do here. Edge in, try and find one kill. Need to be finding them in the next 2 or 3 seconds to even have a chance of this one.
And Valde on 8 is going to be a massive problem in all of this. They're going to go. It's round 15. They have to. So it does get taken down. So it gives them a chance on the entry, but Fallen's there, shuffles around, and it's Valde fall last at 10-5 for SKT side. Again, 9-6 seems to be more the average that we're used to on this map, so it's not anything to be worried of yet for Dignitas, but I would say they utilize Fox well. They send him in early in multiple occasions. He's up to 11 kills, keeping up with anyone else on the team at this point in time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's not like he's been influential in some of the big rounds, I would say, but he has been keeping up and doing his job and just making sure he slots into the team, and that's absolutely fine. It's a good showing from SK Gaming so far. 10-5, double figures in the first half, much better than when we first saw this matchup happen earlier in the tournament. So, second half, I'd say Dignitas really want to win this pistol. It's been a bit of rough showing for them in that CT half. So what's the buy they're going for here? 4 sets of armor and 1 utility player in the form of Valde as well. It's going to be actually a heavy B presence, as most teams will favour that on cash. Means you're almost guaranteed a bomb plant going down as well. If you can smoke towards CD spawn, that could be great. But Fur, he's getting a lot of intel towards that A main entrance. And Config, though, he's in towards Squeaky Door. This could be a little bit of a fake from him, try and find 1 kill and hold the rotations off for a while.
Config times his flash door opening, tries to capitalize as well by shooting out toward top highway. Then backs away, realizing that he's not got much of an opportunity on that Glock, but he's the salesman. He wants them to go over toward B. coldzera does as well because he's prime ready, and so too is Fox. He finds a kill. Cold gets 2 headshots on the way by. And Fox has information there closer as MSL wraps around. He's got low HP. And Cold's going to collect him as well. 3 kills in total for him. Fur finds config to rotate back around, and it's SK with 11 rounds.
Pretty weak pistol there from Dignitas. I think after config failed so badly actually doing anything towards the A side, I don't think you have to commit at that point. It's had plenty of time. Could just readjust the situation and actually just go back and think, okay, this is actually pretty obvious now. Either the CT's had vision towards A main, or config were just trying to do something towards A. It was so obvious as well. The player in A main, he could actually hear him actually running back to his teammates. And Fox and coldzera, they shut it down. Tag team combo didn't drop a single frag there, so no bomb going down, but no force buy from Dignitas necessarily. Get 5 deagles and 2 sets of armor, but most teams do force buy fully into the second round. Looking to the future perhaps, and Taco not wasting any time here, goes straight towards A main, aggressive towards the locker position.
Good shot, Fox, to find MSL. Keep in mind, we talked about Fox, you know, again, slotting in, not really doing anything crazy, but slotting in well in the first half. It was the CT side that was a struggle for them on overpass yesterday. We'll see if that seems to be the case here, but playing with coldzera, who they mentioned had to be the superstar, has stepped up. He's on 20 kills, and they're playing together with the B side. Combined, they have 32. As Fallen will take down cajunb, responding to the fact that Fur fell just before, but it's all going to be on these SMGs to find the remaining deagles and armor. For RUBINO, but trying to get toward the A site. It's already got a closed door, and Fallen rotating over.
Still 4-on-3 in favour of the CTs. No nades at all for Dignitas. Is hoping for these magical 1 digs to deliver at this point. Still could find a couple of kills there. There we go. RUBINO gets 1. Now 3-on-3.
Good shot to start off. Came outside a quad as well. Plant position because Fallen's not in a prime location to shut it down. They're going to get there now, but Cold does wrap in from truck. That'll make things a little more awkward. Has to go to the pistol. Can't quite close it out with the ammo inside of the magazine. And Fallen will as they get shuffled back over to the right. Only 12. 4 to go for SK. Yeah. No bomb plant in that round means they've got to wait 1 more on the T side.
Yeah, they have to fully get this one. No bomb, you're absolutely right there. So it wasn't necessarily a full force buy there. They've got deagles, sure. A couple of sets of body armor, but kept the investment pretty light in that sense. So this will be an eco. RUBINO, he got to kill with the pistol so he can get a tech 9. But overall, just try and get the bomb down. That's all Dignitas really can hope for going into this round. SK Gaming with 3 UMPs. They normally actually buy 5 of those. They're actually one of the few teams in the world that does that. It's kind of weird, but it does work for them, to be fair. So let's see what Dignitas can do here in round number 18. Rushing A, it seems 3 in Squeaky Door, 2 main. Flash out, hope for the best, boys. You're going in.
Marco's forced off that quite quickly. He's got Fur beside him. They're both waiting for the opportunity. They're going to concede plant. It may not matter so much this time because they'll buy next round regardless. Could serve to give them a bit more utility, but they saved quite well in this one. Good nade. Trickles beyond the steps of Valde, though, and it didn't really do any damage to him. Surprisingly, it must have just clipped the edge of the default position. Those white, I don't know what you want to call them, bollards that are inside of the stack, but it's either way, it's going to be Fox to take down Ball. Good shot to start it off, and he's got 2. As he starts to walk back in, a 3rd through the smoke as well. Fox looking lively. First going to check behind Quad, realize there's 2 there. And around the corner, Fallen will clean them out entirely, and then Defuse will come in. So 13 rounds as expected. And it's Fox on the way back in that does most of the work.
Yeah, Fox, and just talking about his impact there, it was actually a very hairy round there for SK Gaming overall. It's a 5-on-5 with the bomb planted after about 10 seconds as well. They couldn't really find the kills there. He goes into the site and steps up. Here's the replay right now. Not the most glorious frags, but just tremendous work. That first one fully flashed as well, and he finds a 1 through the smoke. This is the important one. This pretty much secures the round for his teammates. Config left it over the Glock towards Quad. Can't really do too much about it, but 13-5 comes in. Decent money overall for Dignitas to get 2 bombs in a row, but obviously didn't force in the second round, so he can have the option for the AWP for sure. cajunb sat on $6,200. There is a pause coming in. I would assume it's Dignitas tactical. Yes, it is. So I think cajunb, like I said, haven't really seen too much from the AWP. Now he has a lot of money to do it. Fallen, well, I was about to say Fallen brings the AWP. It's actually Fox is going to be having a go.
You know what? I don't mind it. The fact that they go on to cash, like we said, it's not a map they play that often. Fox is quite good on it. So I think maybe that might be an internal decision. Okay, let's try this. Let's play it. Fox is going to be comfortable. He's going to be more confident.
Raises confidence a little bit, right?
Exactly, and he is good on the AWP. Now, you wouldn't have expected him to take that away from Fallen, but if they're going to take the risk, why not say, okay, you lead the way, you take it.
In this sort of scenario as well, they're pretty much locked in to win this map as well. Like, it's kind of saying
we've seen some weird things today.
I say that with a pinch of salt, right? But like at this point, you're just trying to, okay, look, we have our confidence in you. You should pick up the AWP this time. Let's show us what you can do with it. Obviously, they're probably making him feel quite good about himself and like showing what he can do with his weapon. Hasn't had much time.
You make it sound like he needs a pat on the back.
Well, no, it's just like, you know, it's been a bit of a rough ride from this tournament. I'm just trying to, like, they're trying to like build him into this series and like show him he's actually welcome, right?
I get what you're saying. It was just the phrasing of it.
Yeah.
There
we go.
So there it is. He starts it off well with config down. When they swapped him onto the main op in phase as well and took it out of the hands of Michael, same thing. I thought he really did come to life in that lineup, and it may not have been God mode all of the time and inconsistent. You can have your own opinions, but he definitely did have games of brilliance, and I do admire the fact that they are going to let him be the opera on this map because the rest of them can support well enough off this.
He opens things up with a nice shot towards config as well. One of the biggest scalps to take on Dignitas, the star player for sure. coldzera chimes in as well towards the mid entrance, takes down cajunb. This is actually falling apart for Dignitas. The ball's on the other foot here. Chance for MSL to get the kill back, but taking a lot of damage and can't find the kill there. So still a 5-on-3 about. There's no real reason to hold Melo now for the CT. They can fall back to the bomb site. This sort of advantage, you don't need to challenge at all. Allow the terrorists to commit and potentially make mistakes. And you don't really need to give anything away. We saw a lot of it today where players may be over-facing these kind of key situations.
So Taco, Fallen, and Fur are the ones on the A side. Closer. Valda's taking bomb, meanwhile, up toward mid. He's going to split from highway, and it works out. Finds Taco. They're not aware. They give up mid. They actually were covering that off, and then gave it up, assuming that when they lost on drop, they wouldn't go back that direction. And look how much it's changed, because Fallen now goes to highway, overcommits to it, leaves A main open. RUBINO walks out, and they're going to cross over on this. Good nade coming through, but it's going to be a little bit late to do much damage. Smoke does allow Fur to get a little bit closer, but they're already in. You can't quite see him planter. Late Molotov in already. Means they can't cross to Quad, puts him back in a position where he's able to spot him and take him down. But still a lot to solve in this. All three have kits. Buy them some space. MSL spotted already, though, behind Quad. Let's push pressure now on to RUBINO, and he's able to swing out, find the first. No one else peeking just yet from him behind the forklift, but they've got a good position. They've got a good crossfire. And the call from SK is going to go for this, but how fast can they go with a UMP and an AWP up close? Fox already down. He switches to the pistol to try and make it work, and RUBINO holds off.
Okay, then. So a 5-on-3 actually falling apart for SK there. Maybe Dignitas have got a few more rounds to go into this one. Looked very promising. Fox towards B storage. That confident pick to kick things off there. coldzera finds a pick in middle. They did the right move, in my opinion. They fell back. They left middle open. That's fine. But then Dignitas finding frag there towards the A side. Somehow make that work, and the kills just fall apart one by one for SK. Maybe you could wait a little bit longer for the rotations to come in and gone into more of a team instead of challenging the duels like that. But still, Dignitas still alive here, it seems, and Fox still on the AWP. Not towards B this time, it seems. He'll actually be going in. Oh, he is towards B, but there's 3 players there overall. This is an interesting little setup. We'll see what happens here. He takes the first shot. cajunb on the AWP himself now towards middle. He's been boosted up. Not going to have any confrontation just yet. No one using the incendiary, but coldzera towards B storage takes down config.
Fox nearly hit that first shot as well when they jumped across to B storage just before the smoke bloomed. But Khan gone. Cajun on 24. Fallen will hold off toward mid with the FAMAS in hand, so they are going to continue to let him play more of a rifle rotation-based role, and already he's Gonna do an Apex S rotation where he gives up middle, goes back toward truck, and I assume is going to go all the way back into Z connector rather than trying to cross over at white box and leaves himself open, but he's actually just sitting at truck momentarily. Which if they get to highway and start to work on the A side, he can still make himself relevant, but he's got time to get to Z, and he's just done it now, so it is the Apex style play. Smoke in front of him, slight gap, doesn't want to sit on it. He's just going to be passive so they can't push through and go Napoleon, divide and conquer, and split the sites. This shot, that gives it away. This will be all Fallen's invitation. Knows they're on highway, chance to walk out. Fur's going to be at the top as well. Flashes through, Fallen's popped out. He's got the first already. That divides the attention and makes it perfect for Fur.
Lovely stuff there from SK. Really efficient crossfires as well. They get that first pick towards B storage. coldzera is having a hell of a game here on Cash. He pushes in confidently, takes down Config, funnels them back towards that A site in the crossfires to shut down Dignitas. And after winning one round previously, they've been fully reset here, Matt. This could be the GG right now. They have to force buy into this round, and it'll be Tech 9s and 1 AK so far. And if they lose that, only $1,900 after that one. So that's going to be it. So AK in the hands of RUBINO, and he's actually been the quietest fragger for Dignitas. You might want to hand it over to someone like Cajun or Config, considering he's actually not really had any impact at all, but let's see what he can do here with the AK-47. As they smoke off towards B, problem is Fox is waiting there, and he's got a little bit of a gap there with the smoke towards B storage.
Fox going to put out flames in front of that smoke and go for the drive-by on the P250 for the chance that he hits something, but gets himself in a position inside of the site instead.
Yeah.
They're going to Molotov that site, though. I think they'll bounce them all the way to Cold's positioning corner. That's a tough one to throw. He's going to flash himself out as a result. His teammates will scurrying for position, but he's got a lineup. 2 go down. It's Fallen on the second.
Bomb down.
And Bomb is exactly that. At his feet, so smartly he'll smoke that off. Fox, good shot, close up. He has lost Cold, though. The kills have traded back. Suddenly, it's actually a 2 versus 2, and the players in the site down means a plant comes in for Config. And he's picked up an M4 to work with. They both have armor in this situation. This is far from done. But slipping inside the site, Fur's made good ground, then catches off Config. Never knew that he was there. cajunb now. Config gone, is left on to just the Tech 9.
Well, they're going to be sticking together at this point. cajunb just a flash in the Tech 9, hoping for the best there. Can't really see the bomb as well. Has to make these kills happen. And let's see whether he can make anything of this. Gets a nice little headshot there. It's going to be a 1v1 now. Bomb ticking away. He might have a chance in this one.
Flashes early, flash and return, and on the defuse immediately down to 3 seconds. cajunb's got to hit the shot. Steve's nailed him, just barely gets it in time.
Wow.
Makes it work. Gets away as well. I thought the bomb was going to detonate, so he gets an AK for that.
Nice work there from cajunb. I didn't realize the bomb was in the top left corner. I thought it was the default plan, but yes, that was almost perfect for him at that point. Finds that first kill on your screen right now. Lovely work to take down Taco, and it stays alive. Just times it to absolute perfection there. Forced to go for that absolute commitment in terms of the defuse, and then he comes in to Tech 9 very calmly as well, taps him down, manages to finish the round off. 14-7 here, and they've actually broken the economy of SK. Maybe there are a few more twists and turns here, who knows?
coldzera. He's going to get himself aggressively with a deagle up toward the catwalk position. You're right, there could still be some time in this. Tongo down below P250 at Fork. No potential to flash in because no flashes on SK. Picked up a bit of armor with these pistols and a kit for Cold. So perhaps foresight that they at least want to get that far into the round. As such, they stay more passive, but it's no stack. Valde, meanwhile, Tech 9 on his side. The odd man out without the gun. And without the jersey, Henry. I got to point it out again.
Yeah. Well, at this point, it's just a matter of making sure you stick together, bait any utility the cities have, try and work out if there is a stack available. There are 3 players in the cities towards middle. We have got a boost coming in for Dignitas, but still, that's not a huge deal. They still have a massive advantage in terms of the weaponry, right? They're going to Molotov towards the vent. Fallen now, an opportunity to get the 1 dig, but can he deliver? Not yet. cajunb takes him down.
Shot with that AK. On 19, jumping over. RUBINO finds him. Fur left inside of the site. P250. Walk by him, maybe get 1 on the headshot. Gets it fast enough as well. He can actually reset his aim, but not quite. Tags MSL to 38. cajunb was low. I like to be an optimist.
Well, 14-8. Do we have enough to buy here? Not quite yet. SK going to bide their time. They're going to make sure they don't throw this one away. We did see similar scenes on Nuke in our previous series as well. Lots of force fights as questionable ones. You don't need to with this sort of lead right now. Obviously, they haven't got map point yet, but still a huge advantage. You don't want to throw it away by constantly force buying your way into a defeat. So this is absolutely fine. It's Deagles, PD50s, a CZ, and maybe something like a stack towards A. Let's try that out. There will be 4 players heading towards that side of the map. Do they push him with a flashbang? This could be interesting. You see the player there setting them up. It will be 2 players all squeaky. It's a flash for Fur. Can he do anything with this? Fallen Throw it in there. Let's go.
He wants to. There it is. Fur's ready. Back turn. Doing with the deagle. 2 in front, but far away. Config was ready for the flash. Turned into the wall. The AK will let him fall. He tries to turn back as well. Let's see them spotting through from Squeaky. They know now that door's open, so Cajun has to consider it as they rush back. Molotov will hold them off as they walk up highway. It's often a Molotov you see a CT throw to hold off the terrorists, but adverse effects this time, and Taco's found last. It's 9 rounds, 5 the difference, but SK back to weapons this time around. And do they do it again? Fox on the AWP, perhaps 6,200. I think they're discussing it internally. It's going to be Fallen that buys it. Do they go 2? Yep, there it is. First time we're going to see the double up.
Well then. Fox and Fallen. Normally Fallen and coldzera, but you have to adjust sometimes. It's going to be Fox replacing FNX, and he is a secondary AWPer by nature, I would say. So this does make sense overall. It's what we were discussing in the pre-game. It's why it kind of changes the whole lineup across the map. We've only had 3 days to practice. They have to make a lot of adjustments here to fit him into the lineup. Let's see whether they can close this game out. No AWP available for Dignitas. It will be a default for now, but no one towards B storage. I suggest they'll be doing a little bit quicker than usual. Those are the smokes towards mid. Take away the vision from CT towards connector and highway. You can see Fallen struggling a little bit. You can still see the vent for now. But maybe an A-sided attack coming in as MSL starts to lug towards mid. With a teammate RUBINO as well.
Cross smokes were there, slight gap on the right side. Fallen can't find anything yet, and they might get forward enough of this. Smokes dissolve. They're on the white, but look at Fur. He's found 2 already. 3 as they wrap around. That's 2 from A-main, 1 from the squeaky door. Bomb gets dropped inside, but Fallen goes passive. Means MSL is able to advance up the highway. Good flash, gonna put them out of position, but immediately Cold gets there. And RUBINO tries to go aggressive toward 2. Fur closes out with 4 kills in the round. He stepped up on this CT side as well, because we mentioned Cold was on 20 kills in the second round of this half. He's on 25, and Fur's right behind him.
Here's the replay, playing from that MBK position. Finds 3 kills. Everyone's running into his cross at that point. No one seems to be checking it. Round falls by Dignitas, and we have got map points here. This is SK's pick, remember. We do move on to Mirage next, but Dignitas still with a lot of money available. Going to take 6 in a row, though, to take us just to overtime here. So let's see if they can hold on. Still that double AWP setup. Still rolling strong for Fox and Fallen. Fox towards B, maybe looking to go a little bit aggressive here. Gets flashed in towards B storage, pushing in. Wants to find this first pick. If he does it, that's a great asset for his team. Legs the players can be cajunb going down to 15 HP.
It's so frustrating to leg someone. I guess it's good damage, but you have to give away. You can't go for the pistol, you can't go for the swap, because you don't know what else is around the corner, and he makes the right call. Speaking of calls, it's going to be more mid-pressure, because Fur is able to rotate down highway, given that they boosted Taco. So we saw them try and do this with Valda in the first half from Dignitas' approach. SK, this is the first time they've tried it. As of right now, it doesn't look like A is going to be the name of the game, but that could still serve to change. And again, the position, even if they don't go that direction, is still good because it brings Fur down to exactly this. Spray through, no tracers on the silencer, gives some damage in, and Fallen, he finds MSL. Not only that, Cold knows the crisscross smokes are in place. He's waiting, lots of noise. Just time it to perfection. Down they go. 2 kills for him, and 2 just remain now to try and keep this alive. SK. Question cash, considering it's been a map that's haunted them in the past, but with Fox on board, they seem to have found a winning formula on it. As Config tries to do what he can, backing away with an AWP inside B halls. Meanwhile, Valda's actually got good position here. They need to be ready for it. I think Fallen is. Yeah, he's definitely looking the right direction. Finds bomb, that'll do it. Config, try as you might. Gets 2 kills quickly. Knows exactly where Fur is in the corner. Fallen's not in a position to play off this. In fact, he's rotating in behind. This could work out. He's going to find a 3rd. Bomb's left open 13 seconds, though. He's got to grab that, turn around, and get to B. And in the time that he does so, Taco's relocated himself. But Config's still looking. If he pulls this off, very smart. 2 seconds. He's got it down. Taco doesn't want to peek because he wants to make sure that it's going to be planted. If he waits and it expires, he doesn't even have to do anything to win the round. But Config has no idea which direction Taco is going to be. Given that the bomb was wide open and he pushed through CT, is he going to rotate over from A? Is he going to come from mid, or is he going to come exactly this direction? Nearly finds it, but it's game over. Taco will close it. Best efforts from Config, I have to say.
Beautiful stuff there from Config. Really, really well played. Unfortunately, can't get the final kill. It might still even have won the round. It wouldn't have really mattered too much. He felt like SK would have closed that out eventually. Strong performance from them. It's probably the best we've seen him play in this tournament so far. It seems like Cash is actually where Fox fits in quite nicely to this lineup. He obviously needs to give him the opportunity to walk as well. He's got quite a simple role on the T side. They're relying heavily on the set pieces, so just keep to his role at that point. The big players are stepping up. coldzera probably MVP for me overall. Fallen with a great showing, and this was a nice little play here. coldzera, peekaboo from the checker room, and Taco to finish things off there. 16-9 will be the final score. Difficult map for Dignitas overall, but still gave us a decent map towards the end. Held on for a little longer than expected, but move on to Mirage, and that's their pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Mirage is a map that SK was very well known for. There's no question about that. Yeah. But again, Fox in the lineup, execution based. They've kind of been getting away from Mirage a little bit as one of their main maps as well. So it'll be interesting if they go to the double op on him rather than Cold, how they want to implement aggressive play style. Is it going to be Fox on and off that tries to go for a catwalk peek like Cold often does? Maybe. Or is it going to be Cold playing it with the rifle and Fox playing more of a passive position towards CT stairs?
You've left us in a great cliffhanger there, Matt. So
I have. I love cliffhangers.
Yeah. So why don't we throw it to a break?
I can't even name one off the top of my head, but I'll tell you someone who... no, I won't. I was going to say should jump off a cliff. That's a lie. I don't know why I would say that, Paul. I like you. Please don't do that. We're going to go to a break. We're not going to go to Paul.